Hi, I'm John with my first guest of the evening. Got a show coming up at the top of the hour. Rachel Crowe's with me right now. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for taking some time doing this interview, knowing that you got a
Yeah.
show coming up at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
just squeeze in time for you, babe. Anything.
that's love. That's love. So I appreciate that. You're gonna be at Richmond, Kentucky tonight.
Uh-huh.
We'll definitely get into that a little bit later. But first things first, how did you get started as a musician?
How did I get started
Yeah, as a
sing
musician. Yeah,
as a musician?
yeah.
I was about 8. I told my dad that I wanted to be a and he worked on the road 4 days out of the week, and he came home with Wilson Pickett, Janis Joplin, Joe Cocker, and he's like, "You sing this, you can do anything." And so um just started singing. Really had a good influence with my father. Had a old vinyl collection of good Motown and awesome rock and blues, and so that kind of started it for me. But I always knew that that's what I wanted to do, and so here I am, many moons later, still doing it and still loving it. It's totally a labor of love, but that's um, my family's pretty musical. My dad, however, is not, but we all have some kind of musical talent and things, and that's just kind of how it all started.
So you was pretty much born into the music with the
Yeah,
background.
but not that kind of music. All my people were bluegrass players. I come from a small town in eastern Kentucky, and my great-grandmother was uh, a traditional bluegrass player and traditional music like that, and I just kind of got born as a black sheep, I guess, somewhere along the line, and I was like, nah, I don't want to sing bluegrass. I want to sing the blues. And they were like, we don't know how to help you with that. So, I just started doing my homework and started listening to, really good roots music, and realized that it's really not that different, because it's all, blues is the mother of everybody. So, just started doing that and got a better appreciation for all other types of music that way too.
I definitely love me some blues. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's very passionate. It's very emotional.
Yeah.
It's just very appealing. Like I do listen to some BB King from time to time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I listen to a variety of other musicians as well. But BB King, I am a born Mississippian. He is from there
Yeah. Well,
originally.
I mean, that's my jam is Delta. And I love the Delta blues. I love it slow, hot, and sweaty. And if you ever come to any of my shows, you know that I am always sweaty because it's just a labor of love every time, even 4-hour shows. And you know, sometimes they comment that somebody ought to call the doctor. She's having a fit about stuff, but when you feel the music, it doesn't matter, you know, what you look like. If you love it and you sing it, that's what matters. And my boys that play my band are the same way. They love what they do. They love the music that we do, and it resonates when we're together as a band.
So I've been a fan of local music for quite some time,
Mhm.
and I go to shows when artists perform 3 to 4, if not 5 hours. That's a lot of hours standing on your feet and singing and everything. Some will sit down and perform, but others just be standing, jamming and everything. Like you, for example, you do like 3 4 hours. Like, how do you make it through? How do you make it through that many hours just performing? That's gotta take.
Yeah, it's a toll. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm getting older, and it's a toll, and I always go in heels, and I perform in heels. And my mother was classically trained dancer, so I had that kind of growing up too, and it just kind of so happened that it all kind of I don't know, like in a very weird way meshed together and made this happen. But I mean, I kind of am a little bit of a cupcake. I'm a little fluffy and whatever, but my cardio is insane. My cardio is a little much. But yeah, no, I don't ever stop moving for the 4 hours that we perform. And but I can. I don't care if like I'm doing an acoustic set. I never stop moving because when I play music, it's supposed to move you emotionally, physically, transcend you into somewhere you're supposed to be. And that's where I like to try to take my audience. And so if I don't, project that out to them, if I don't really feel it, I'm never going to take my audience there either. And the boys are the same way. If they're not feeling it, then like it's just not going to work. We're a team, even though my name's on the front of it. We're a team 100% on the way that we so like a first set and be like, hey, listen, dude, get it out of first gear. What's the problem? And they're like, oh, well, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, okay, let's go get a drink. Let's get our mindset right and do the same thing. And they do the same thing with me. They're just like, all right, sissy, you're what's the matter? And I'm like, all right, I get it. But everybody has to feel the music, even if we play the same stuff, 3 nights every week. That's something that we all have to absolutely love exactly what we're doing at that moment, or it's just kind of, another band. And I really just don't want to be another band. I just want to be who we are and love what we do.
So as far as you being a performer, and this may be a difficult question to answer, but like, I guess for you as a performer, what are some of your favorite songs that you like to perform, whether it's cover or original? Like, what do you consider some of your favorite songs to perform?
Well, all of our new stuff I wrote over a 2-year breakup. That was hard to kick. But I wrote those songs and I like performing them so I don't make that same mistake again. It's like a constant reminder. I'm like, hey, listen, you know what you did wrong. You've been bad, and you did bad by going back with the dude, whatever. And it like took 2 years to break up, and all of our new set list is all of those songs. And I mean, because it resonates so hard in my bones, it's like a constant reminder of the things that you shouldn't have done, the good times, the bad times, the cry times, the kind of times when you probably should have talked to somebody before you did something. But and I love all of our new stuff. Tomorrow is one of my favorites, and it's kind of like the quintessential breakup song. I don't want you to leave me. You can just lie to me. In that begging state of grief when you see that something's over, and that's I beg that person to not go, or that it's not really real, or that it's not that. That's something that I love that song, and it's super. My band is super epic at the end of it. It fills a room. It's one of my favorites to perform as far as our songs. And then we have Hard Case of the Blues, which it was just like, dude, you're going to have to get yourself out of a rut. You're going to have to stop this. You got a hard case, and it's almost like, why can't I kick this person? Why can't I kick this problem? But I would have to say, like, my favorite cover would probably be Feels Like Rain. And Buddy Guy does that song, and we kind of medley it up kind of like an Allman Brother kind of jam toward the end of it. But Feels Like Rain, man, I used to sing that song like it was a thinking in the past. Like, I Feels Like Rain, I could remember when it was like that. And now I sing it, and I think I sing it better now because, like, I think about it as our future, like my future with whomever, comes along, and you get that, like, high school flutter and twitterpation kind of thing going on, and you want that. And I feel like that's the way the song was written and the way that it was supposed to do, and I just I didn't sing it wrong, but I had the wrong attitude toward it before, and now I love it so much more because I feel like I finally realized where that song was supposed to go. And it's like new love. Hotter than new love, hon.
Love indeed, yeah. So you got a show coming up in about 22 minutes from now. It's at Richmond, Kentucky.
Yeah, at the Paddy Wagon.
So Paddy Wagon at Richmond. If you are near that area, go check it out. Support Rachel and her incredible band, and support local music. So in addition to tonight's show, why don't you go ahead and promote some more of your upcoming shows that people need to keep an eye on?
We've got Rib Lickers coming up in July, and we have a Callie's Campground in July. We have the Danville Barbecue Festival in September, and the Somerset Barbecue Festival in September. We've got a couple little gigs at Skybridge Station, the End Zone, and Somerset. If you go on my Instagram or my Facebook page, I always post when we're going to be around. It's Rachel Crowe with an E, Crowe, and it's the blues band. They change their name so often. I call them the Bearded Boy Band. They don't really like that. But it's like my Bearded Boy Band or my Beardy Weirdies or my Beardos, but all the boys in the band have beards, and I'm like, y'all, unless y'all come up with something else, then you're gonna get the shaft on the band part of it. But we have several really good festivals coming up that's, all age friendly in Danville and Somerset, and then at the Callie's Campground for a 4th of July party. So, the other places that we play are normally like bars, but those are really cool places to, take your family, hang out, listen to some good music, listen to other good bands, just besides us. They always are top notch when they book. So, and I'm very thankful that they think I'm good enough to play with them.
I definitely looking forward to seeing you perform in the future. And I just been a fan of yours for quite a while. I've never had a chance to see you perform in person before. Maybe we may have been in a music show together but not know it. And that happens from time to time.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I hang out at jams all the time in Lexington, Richmond, drive to Nashville, Memphis, and Louisville, and just hang out and jam, or I pack my boys up and we head down there for shows. And, you meet so many talented people all the time. And then sometimes, like, I go into a show and I'm like, hey, it's like a big mega show. I paid a bunch of money to get in here. It's like, hey, I think I know that guy. And they're like, yeah, you played with him like X, Y, and Z day. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, great. That's exciting that level of local support and things like what you do and the local support that you give local musicians kind of cultivates creativity and creates bands that probably wouldn't have got together had they just been picking stuff off Craigslist or picking stuff, off Facebook like, hey, I need a drummer. No, you get to see them in action. You get to see what they do and how they perform and what they sound like. And it's exactly how I got the band that I have right now together. And that's, I feel like going and supporting even the jams, not just musicians, but just listeners, just going and supporting jams all through Lexington, all through Richmond and Louisville, that, you get support, you get to hear things that you've never heard before, you get to hear, people that are just coming up and need a little helping hand, or you create a band and they need a helping hand to just kind of get a little traction. And by supporting that and supporting, your radio station and stuff, it's all good. It's all love,
I definitely appreciate all the local musicians out there that continues to perform and just show people that Kentucky is more than just horses and college basketball and bourbon.
Honey, they are full of musicians, and good ones at that.
So,
Excellent ones. You couldn't throw a rock and not hit a musician, that's for sure. Around here, everybody has that fever for the music and creativity. It's a wonderful little incubator that we're kind of living in right now, and I'm really, really happy to be here and be a part of it. I've been offered to move to Nashville. I've been offered to move to Memphis, and I can't give up the dirt. You know, like I'm like, I'm going to stay right here, but I can be there in 4 hours. If you need me, I'll be there in 4 hours.
It was great chatting with you, Rachel, and everybody go check her out, Paddy Wagon, at Richmond in about 17 minutes from now. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so you can get ready. But thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much.
taking the time and joining me, and have a great show tonight. And I'll keep an eye on the next Lexington show that you'll be, and I'll try to stop by.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You have a good night. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks, and bye.